Welcome back, folks. When we feel too real, and we reached the Moat of Burnedbless here in part 4 of the Ease 2 playthrough. So if we talk to the goddess statue here, the priests are going to make a comment that the Burnedbless was made to shield against demons, and it was no easy feat to create a drastic yet stable shift in the environment from ice that was in Noltia to here in lava that was Burnedbless. And we want to talk to some people here that can help guide us on our way, and there'll be some items along the way, just like Noltia, that will get us through. So you can actually skip this part and come back later, which I think is what the game intends. But if you know what to do, you can kind of get a head start. But equip the evil bell, turn it into a rue, and then use the evil bell, and then a rue will come out from the corner over here and see who rung that bell, and he's like, oh, I wonder who that was. I don't see no human, it's a rue. And so now you can go back there and enter the rue village. If you try to do this before you do that sequence, you're not going to be able to find the nest for whatever reason. But all the rues here, they have puns on their names. They all have rue in their name, such as Rudel, and then we have Ruki. And then this third Rue will make a comment about Adol's name. Rue, you're not Adol here, you're Adol Rue. So Barusa. Some of the Rues like Prudo say that hey humans thought that Rues are demons, but they're actually sacred animals. Tally Rue talks about her brother, how he's a big motor mouth, and got a little upset. So we want to get this roto leaf because that's a very important item. We can't advance the plot without that roto leaf. And there's a roto fruit there too if you need to get it to restore your MP if you used it earlier. And Bruce makes mention that the roto leaf is used as sort of a gas mask of sorts, because there's a gassy area in Burnedbless that we need to traverse. And Ruru is just saying, hey, if you decide to go into these gassy areas, make sure you equip the roto leaf, that way you can advance safely. So that's very useful information. That's one of the items we need to advance plot. Without it, we cannot advance the game any further. And I'll go ahead and make a mention here that the comment that Adol makes that there was something definitely here, that actually plays the second time you go into there and you haven't found the ruse yet. So I actually left, saved, and came back, and that's what that comment was. So I apologize for that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make our way through Burnedbless. The first goal would be to find the colony of fire. I think it's colony of fire or colony of lava. It's one of those two. That actually should be your first destination. You would go to that door on the right, and that's where you would go to get to that colony. But if you go to the top left, which is where I'm going, you can get a few items early. You can get this iron ore that's on the top left here, and that's actually the location of a trophy if you want to acquire it later. So iron ore, we can go back and sell to Gildo to get some more money. You won't make any more new equipment, but it is useful to get some more money because we can still upgrade some of our equipment, like the armor. And these armadillos, the fire armadillos, or where they Durga, they take quite a few hits from your swords, so you might want to use your fire magic, kind of do a little bit of damage while you're running at them. And right now I'm kind of sticking my distance. I don't want to take on two at the same time. My HP is kind of low, and right here I'm going to go ahead and heal. So we're going to go ahead and heal here and jump cut a little bit. Awesome, great. So now we're going to go and we're going to keep advancing, and again, this way is just a way to get some items early, and the enemies tend to be a little bit harder here, so that's why they take quite a bit of time for me to take out. And yeah, it's just a giant moat of lava, and I gotta say, I really do like the sprite work with the lava. It's very, 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 very good in my opinion. And then also the music. Burnedbless is one of my, it's one of my, I wouldn't say it's necessarily one of my favorite tracks, but it's one of those tracks that I do enjoy rather much. Noltia and Moondoria are my favorite tracks in this game, but definitely Burnedbless is up there, just because of the guitar. The guitar is so good in this track. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to level up one more level, and then that way you can get through here. Because again, some of these animals, but I guess they are animals, right? That one looks like a chameleon to me in a way. It probably isn't. but definitely the red armadillos are a bit of a pain to take out, as they take so many hits. And then later on, these lava golem looking monsters, they hurt even more, and they take quite a few hits. So leveling up and getting your attack up, because right now, as far as attack is concerned, this is as good as it gets with the tower. But at this point, leveling up is just going to help us take out these monsters even more. So we go left here, and this is the gas that we were talking about. It says air is thick with poison gas. You can't advance any further. So if you put the roto-leaf, you can advance even further into the system. And what I would just recommend is just generally just keep the roto-leaf equipped. That way, because we're going to have to be going back and forth through that hallway. We're going to have to go back to get to the colony of lava. Now we're going to have to go back in here to advance the plot. If you go to the bottom left there, that leads to an item that we need. If you go to the top right here, this is to advance plot once we get a particular item. And those are the lava golem I was talking about. They're Magnute, and they take quite a few hits, and they also give out quite a bit of experience. And this cracked wall, this is where we want to go to advance plot once we get a pair of whisper ears. I think that's what they're called. And so we will be able to hear in that cracked wall and be able to advance some plot. But if you go here to the bottom left, we can get a plot important item a bit early, but you could actually skip it. You can skip this whole part right here and come back, and that way you don't have to backtrack. But I just decided to go this way just to level up a little bit more, and also to get the item. Come on, Phil, go to the left. Thank you. And so we're going to continue, and then we're going to go down, and then I believe we're going to go to the left. Assuming that I don't die or get hit, but yes. You're going to go into the left right here. And then this will lead us into a sort of a treasure room slash altar that is guarded by all these lava golems. And then when we get the item, we're going to end up spawning out more lava golems. That's not really a good thing. There's also an herb right here on the left that you can pick up. So remember, you have herbs if you need to heal on the fly. And this is the black pearl. This is a platform item. And one thing I do like about the black pearl, about how it said it was embedded in the head of a statue. It's a little bit of a, I mean, I guess this game did really come way before E's origin, but it's nice callback to how the black pearl was used in E's origin, because that's how you have to be embedded into the head of a statue. And later on, we're gonna have to do that later as well, but with a newer statue. So we got the black pearl. So now what we need to do is we need to go back to the beginning of Burnedbless, before the room after the statue, the goddess statue. And then instead of taking the path we did, we're going to take the rightmost path. And one thing about Burnedbless, I will say, against versus Noltia, when you fight enemies, I feel that Burnedbless's arena that you fight all these enemies in, like the ground that you're running around trying to take out these enemies, it's a lot more confined, I feel, because there's holes in the middle. A lot of the movement is restricted in the narrow corridors sometimes, and it really kind of tests your ability to move and fight on the fly and judge when to fight and when not to fight, especially right here. If you got very poor position, it's very possible you could take a lot of unnecessary damage and potentially die. So just be aware of that. Whereas Noltia, you had big areas that you could fight in. And then Sanctuary Toll and Rustine Mine, you had those big areas as well. So we're going to exit here. And then there's a doorway to the right that we need to, after we kill off these Sasquatch monsters. Yeah, I think it's this one. There's a doorway to the right. That doorway right there. We follow it. And this right here, I believe, will lead to the colony of lava. Follow it to the right. Again, and then here we're going to keep following to the north, and it's going to curve back around to the left, I believe. Boop, boop, boop. You got Sasquatch. Follow it up, and it's going to be to the left. Yes. And then follow it down south. It's going to go all the way to the left, and we're going to go back up, and then I believe we're going to go back to the right. No. We're going to go to the doorway, and we're going to get this another narrow corridor, which is no fun. We're fighting enemies, but there's no enemies there, so we're good. So just keep fighting these monsters. We're going to go north, and then I believe this is the one where we go north and then right. There's nothing down to the south, so don't worry about that. As you notice here, the enemies are given quite a bit of experience. That's about 13, 14 there. So we get about 13, 14 experience for like every monster we kill. So that's a pretty good chunk of experience. So we could level up one more time if we really wanted to. But we need to get to the colony of lava first. And follow this pathway to the right. Take out all these scorpions along the way. And we made it to the colony of lava. And so now since we made it to the colony of lava, if we decide to use return magic, we could actually return to the colony of lava. And you'll notice that everyone in this town is a little bit suspicious of Adol and his red hair. And there's a plot reason for this. And as Noit says, they don't see Ruse anymore. I think he's the one that mentions that Ruse used to be here quite often in Burnedbless. And I'm trying to remember because it's been a very long time since I played this game, like without knowing what to do. But as you know, if you go through here without finding the Ruse, someone in here is going to make a mention of fighting Ruse in Burnedbless, and potentially they don't show themselves as humans. And so that's kind of a hint to use the Ultra Magic and then to summon demons. I'm putting in air quotes because they're not demons; they're holy beasts, as the Ruse had said. You can use the evil bell to summon them. And in Burnedbless, you're going to find out that not a lot of people like Adol because of his red hair, and they're telling the kids to stay indoors. And they're like, "Are you the one?" And as you talk to more of these people, you get a little bit of the idea that Adol's hair is giving him away, which is kind of interesting because if you play any of the latest Ys game in America, which at this point is Ys 9. Monstrum Nox. To keep suspicion away from Adol, he does dye his hair. I believe it's intended to be black, but it looks like more like a bluish black. But it's kind of funny that I wonder if Adol had that idea from dealing with the people here in Burnedbless. But I digress. So they're raising picards here too, in the middle of lava. I forgot. And staring, I wasn't staring. If you talk to these people as a Rude, they give you some different dialogue. And Ruby here is the person that's going to advance the plot. Say, "Oh, you're Adol. Sorry, but the bridge is broken. For the time being, to repair it, you have to wait." But no matter how much we talk to Ruba, he's not going to change his dialogue. But we change to a Rue, and you talk to him, his tone changes. "Yeah, save me! I'm dead. See, dead. So don't talk to me." So, even though we clearly changed it to a Rue right in front of Ruba, it makes a mention that, as promised, I haven't let Adol cross. Ooh! Tell the man in the black coat I'm doing what he said, so just leave my son alone. Adol's coming back, and it gets harder to turn him around, basically. But, if you talk to Ruba again afterwards, he says, "Okay, I guess you know somehow." And this all started 2 days ago. And evil villain number 1 is like, "A red-haired swordsman by the name of Adol will be coming through here soon. Do not let him cross the bridge. Just do as you're told, and your son will return you unharmed." Yeah, I don't believe that one bit. And he's like, "Tarf!" So that's why the whole town is treating Adol the way it is, because he's saying, "Hey, this redhead man is the reason for this. You know, don't blame me, blame the redhead." So Ruba is going to give Adol a chance to save his son. He's going to give us an option, and we're going to, of course, rescue his son because, you know, we're the heroes. We don't let anything bad happen. "You must be joking. You're up against demons here. Then again, you're the one trying to, they're trying to stop, so clearly you're a threat. So I guess maybe you're not joking. Okay, if that's the way you wish it to be, so be it." So he can't leave and help us, but he can most definitely give us his prized whisper earrings, which are going to be very useful. These are the earrings we need to hear Tarf in that cracked wall, and we'll be able to hear the faintest of sounds, as Ruba says, and his son's in prison somewhere. So if you remember where the Black Pearl was, we're going to travel back there, and that's where we're going to find Tarf. So I went and jump cut to me being healed all the way, and we could, and this is what I should have done, I should have used return magic to return back to the Rue village, and then shortcut that way. But I'm gonna go ahead and take the longer way, because I think at the time I was thinking, you know, I'm really close to the level up. I can probably level up as I'm going that way. So that's what I'm going to be doing. But most definitely, if you want to save some time, you can use some return magic to go back to the Rue Village, because the Rue Village will also count as a new location that we can return to. So with our return magic, and I believe for wings too, it does that. But at this point, there's no point using wings. Just use your return magic. So we're just going to backtrack, take out some monsters, and then grind along the way. So that's very, very, very nice. And then what's next? Well, I guess we could talk a little bit. But yeah, it's very interesting, the plot, how these demons are going way out of their way to stop Adol. So apparently, evil demon number 1 does not trust evil demon number 2's judgment. So it's kind of working against his master's back, it seems. I guess he really is afraid of Adol. But one thing I will mention, since we're backtracking, I'm not entirely sure how the plot, how Dark Fact fits into the schemes of the two people in this game that are the antagonists, clearly. But I'm sure there's some supplemental material or anything like that. But I haven't found anything concrete. But if I imagine, in my own headcanon, I imagine that Dark Fact probably unknowingly started all this by finding Clara down there, and then by finding Clara, it kind of like starts a chain reaction of events that leads to evil villain number 1 and evil villain number 2 jump starting all this. But that's my little tin hat bowl theory. But feel free to correct me. I'm probably wrong on that. But that's one plot point I haven't been able to 100% figure out for myself without, you know, looking. I kind of don't want to spoil the plot for myself by just, well, I've already beaten these games at least 3 times, but it's one of those things I want to figure out on my own. I don't want to go online and figure out the story, have it basically handed to me on a silver platter, but that's what I'm going with until I figure something out within the games. And I'm pretty sure, like I said, there's some supplemental material out there, maybe a manga, or maybe it was explained in the previous version of these games. But what I did there is I went back and I healed at the Rue Village and went back. So I'm fully healed, I'm ready to go, locked and loaded, as one would say. So now we're going to go back to where the iron ore is. So go all the way north here, go left, and this is the room after the goddess statue. So we're going to go south and left here. Go through this this hallway with the armored armadillos, the red armored armadillos. Excuse me. The ones in Noltia were grayish blue. And as you notice, I'm doing a lot more damage now. I'm leveled up quite a bit. So make sure you have your rotor leaf equipped, because the next hallway is going to be that hallway with all the green gas that could kill us. So pick up these chameleons. Go left. We already got the rotor leaf equipped, so we don't have to worry about the gas. Just keep going left. Man, I love this track. I don't know, this might be my 3rd favorite track in the game. And then we're going to want to go to the top right. Well, we were supposed to go to the top right, but I guess I'm going to go to the bottom left. I'm guessing, if I had to guess what Pasphill's doing right now, I'm guessing he thinks we don't have the Black Pearl yet, so we're going to go to that altar and get the Black Pearl. But we already have in our possession, so yeah. But again, these lava golems, they give it quite a bit of experience, almost over 30. And I guess in the middle of this, I decided to go. It's been like almost a week and a half since I've cut this, but I guess I saw how much money I had, and I'm just going to go ahead and upgrade my equipment. I apologize for that abruptness. That caught me by surprise, probably as much as you did. So I have enough gold, and I can go ahead and buy the plate armor, and then with the 3,000 gold I'm making off the iron, puts me well above the amount. So we buy the plate armor, and that should maximize our defenses for the stuff that we have currently available to us. Very nice, especially since a lot of the enemies now, they still hit like trucks, even though we leveled up quite a bit. So we're going to go ahead and equip that, and we're going to return back to Burnedbless. Red armor! So we're all red. The Tawar's red, the large shield's partly red, and the plate armor is slightly red. So we all have red armor. So now our armor should match our hair. And these Rus are probably thinking like, what the heck is this redhead doing in our village? But okay, so now we're fully equipped, we're fully healed. So we're gonna follow that pathway back. And really, I guess in hindsight, again, hindsight's always 20/20, right? I always feel like better now that I'm the one cutting these videos and commentating over it. But yeah, I probably should have jump cut to where the room right before we find the cracked wall. But Burnedbless, I feel it looks kind of confusing, but it's very, very straightforward. Because once you pick a path, if you're going to the village, to lava, the colony of lava, it's very straightforward. If you go to the to where the Black Pearl is and where Tarf is, once you pick that doorway that leads there, it's very straightforward. Now the areas going into it don't look very straightforward, but there's generally only one doorway that leads. So don't worry about getting lost. Once you decide to go to the top left to, this is the room after you go and, sorry, the room after the goddess statue, you only have two pathways. The top left, which leads to Tarf and the Black Pearl, and the mid right, which leads to the colony of lava. So that door right there should lead to the cracked wall, which is where we're going to go. Take out some of these enemies. And then what you're going to want to do is go into the next doorway and then have the Whisper earrings equipped. And then when you have them equipped, we'll be able to hear Tarf. So equip them, approach the wall, and Adol makes a comment and you hear faint sounds, and Tarf is like, hey, is there someone there? Hi, my name's Tarf. The stone wall is really solid, so unless you have superhuman strength, you can break it. So apparently Tarf is with another person, and his name, I forget what his name is. Is his name Kevin? Or is it Keith? No, it's Keith. It's Keith. And he makes a comment that Keith is going to need a Black Pearl, and once he has a Black Pearl, he'll be able to break the wall. And it's interesting because if we need the Whisperings to hear Tarf, how is Tarf hearing us unless he has a pair on himself? But what we're going to do is we're going to give the Black Pearl to Tarf. He's going to give the Black Pearl to Kevin. Kevin's going to Kool-Aid man the wall, and then he's actually going to run away with our Black Pearl. So that's no bueno. Or no, he doesn't. He's not going to run away with the Black Pearl. Tarf is actually going to have the Black Pearl, as you're going to see in a little bit, and probably in the next part. I mean, sorry. So he Kool-Aid mans the wall. He's like, oh yeah, and Tarf's like, Keith, where are you going? And Keith! And Keith's like, I'm out, bro. And Keith kind of looks like a green lizard, a green demon. And this is Tarf. And he's like, anyway, thanks for saving me, mister. And so we're going to get some plot where Tarf is explaining that Keith is a good demon. He was locked in here before him. And he's a lot stronger, but he's a very kind, well-behaved, intelligent demon. He's never seen anything like that before. And then whenever he handed the Black Pearl to Keith, he turned vicious like a normal demon and broke the wall. And so it's a little bit confusing. And Tarf's like, are you Adol by any chance? Well, you know, because he has red hair. And he was kidnapped because of the demons, and Tarf is like, oh, you know, let bygones be bygones. But we're going to go ahead and finish this part right here, and I'll catch you on the next part. We're going to have to escort mission Tarf, and hopefully nothing bad happens to him like Fina. So later, guys. Bye.